System. All right, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
Welcome back to Day 4 of the Esports Club Presents Showdown Series Season 7 for Valorant, powered by Crucial by Micron, and of course our media partner Gossip.gg. We've had an amazing 3 days of upper brackets, lower brackets matchup. We had 8 teams. Now we are down to 6 teams that are currently competing for the grand prize, and that is the best of 5 grand finals. I'm your caster for today, August. Alongside with me, I have my co-caster Azura Aiden, as we are here to take a look into 2 of the most intense matches that's going to happen in the upper brackets.
Indeed, and we are super excited as well because the debut game was, of course, a banger of a start already for 10-7, and moving forward, they're just going to be proving that why they are so lethal in this entire tournament. Season 7 has been like a Pandora box. So many new teams, new faces all across, and what are they fighting for? That's right, the prize pool. Total of 1 lakh rupees INR. The first place winners are going to get 50,000, second place winners are going to get 30,000, and third place 20,000 respectively.
Yep, a huge prize pool of 1 lakh, just like Azura Aiden just said. Amazing prize pool that these 6 teams will be competing against. So getting a spot on the grand finals will be their main focus. And just like we talked about, the brackets in which we are going to be able to see just about now. We had a total of 8 teams. Now we're back to 6. Unfortunately, both Shadow Frags and of course 0 frags have been eliminated out of the tournament in the lower brackets, which means that it's all up to 6 teams to compete for the grand prize.
You know what the surprising fact is? Both the fragging teams are gone.
Yeah.
They are gone. But talking about the Covenant, they performed so well yesterday. 2-0s all across. Asterisk as well. They are moving forward towards a lower bracket round 2. But today's main focus is the upper bracket semi-finals. The first game, 10-7 versus Untitled. And later on, towards the second half, it's going to be Amigos Esports and 120 FPS.
Yep, 2 matches, 2 back-to-back banger matches. That's going to happen today at the day 4 of the Showdown series. Team 10-7 versus Untitled, and of course Amigos Esports versus 120 FPS. And not only just that, we'll be taking a look at the level of leaderboards to see the statistics all the way from Season 1 to Season 7. And as we take a look into it, we still have the same positions from none other than Doxer, Karamil and Ceylon, both in their respective positions.
For sure. I mean, Karamil, well, they will get the opportunity, but not now in the second half. But in the first half, there's a lot of new faces where they cannot go ahead and compete on the leaderboard because of the reasons that they haven't played that many maps just yet. But if they were to be playing, then I believe they would have been in one of those 10 positions. But yes, that's the entire case. It hasn't been changed since a really long time because there are new faces altogether, and because of that, they need to grind yet again. But I believe next time onwards, we're going to witness all of those actions coming forth. But yeah, ultimately, Doxer, Karamil and Ceylon, these are the 3 players. They are contesting for that right goodies, and they might very well get that as well. But top 4 teams, well, we have some new information. Top 4 players of this entire tournament, how well they have been playing, the statistics, ladies and gentlemen, right in front of us.
Yeah, especially in the Season 7, I'm really excited to see these top 4 players, their own specific leaderboards, and also we get to see their region as well, especially from F Champa, who is also known as Roster, a really young gun, an amazing player in the region of Bangladesh. You get to see their stats. And also second, we have Tricky, we have Smoka, and also last but not least Paradox. You have 2 players from the side of Team 10-7, so you can clearly see the stats really favoring for the all-star team that I would like to call as 10-7, because they have an entire powerhouse.
There's only one player for Untitled. That's the kind of performance that they're showcasing. We did see F Champa, aka Roster, go ahead and blow all the opponents in smithereens, and it's really good because he's just competing for that A-level gameplay and providing the frags that the team needs the most. But same goes for 10-7 as well. Couple of players, one playing as Sentinel and the other one playing as a duelist. Both of them doing the heavy lifting for the entirety of the team. And talking about Smoka, well, he has been that star performer for 120 FPS. I would really want to see even Karamil come into this picture as well. But guys, we have some additional data as well onto how many maps were picked, what are the kind of maps that were played in this entire tournament throughout till now, till day 4, alongside the agent selections as well.
Yeah. So if you're taking a look at the top 5 agents, we have Omen with 12.31% and also Cypher on 11%, Raze with 10, Breach with 9, and of course Jet with 9.23% respectively. And talking about these top 5 agents, I'd say Cypher is everywhere. In every single matches that we've casted in the Showdown series Season 7, Cypher is just everywhere. You know, sometimes he might be at the caster screen, sometimes he may be looking at us in the camera, sometimes he might be right behind us, just waiting for the right minute to just pop up in the agent select. But all in all, jokes aside, these are the top 5 agents currently present in the Showdown series of Season 7, and the top 3 maps, Bind, Haven and Ascent.
Indeed, no doubt on picking Ascent over and over, 15.38%, and Bind surprisingly has the 30.77%. Previous season, thanks to the entire map selections or map pool, we could see Lotus coming to the picture. Lotus, a 3-sided map, which was picked again and again till the very end. And I don't think so, even though Ascent was there into the picture, but it was again at the end. So Lotus was the team's fan favorite as well, because of the amount of diversity the map provides per se towards the attackers to go ahead and choose either of the sides, but the defenders, it is a nightmare to them. So attackers understood. They knew that if the first half is going to be defense, it's all right, let's squeeze in the maximum rounds, and then later on, once they head towards attack, that's where they can go ahead and get that maximum out of it.
Yeah, usually in most of the defensive cases, two side always favors for the defenders because they
Right.
just need to wait for the attackers to make their move. But once it ends up being three-sided, I mean three sides, A, B, and C, in which you have two of the maps, one being Haven and the second being on
Right.
Lotus, it makes it very difficult for the defenders to not only just anchor the site. Every time if one of the execution comes into play, it won't be just three players or two players holding the site. It'll just be either one or two.
Right.
And it just held in a way that it makes it difficult for the defenders to hold all by themselves.
Indeed, but talking about the map veto, what's it gonna look like? What are the maps which have been banned or picked? We're gonna look at that real soon. And that's right, it's gonna be Abyss. The first pick coming in from Untitled. The second pick is from the likes of 10-7. They have chosen Ascent. It's a vanilla map. We all know what kind of shenanigans this team is all about. 10-7, they're prepared for getting that one map for sure, alongside the decider being Haven. Haven, yes, it's a three-sided map. We were expecting a three-side play coming in, and finally we can witness that as well. But Untitled in the beginning itself, right, Baba Gusta, they need to be very, very cautious of Paradox. Because Paradox is that one key who knows how to go ahead and get the control towards mid. And in Abyss, mid is very vital.
Absolutely. When you have the longer corridors on a map like Abyss, you'd always expect to see either a Marshal or an Outlaw in most of the certain situations, right? So if one of those players, aka Paradox, he's very on point with those accurate shots, right?
Yeah.
And talking about the entirety of Team 10-7, they are really good in not only just Vandals and Phantoms, right? They're really good with Outlaws. They usually go with Marshals. Hopefully, their main goal was to get the opening pick and just fall back. And I would say for 10-7, mid control will be their absolute main focus. If they're on defense, they'll make sure to contest it as best as possible. So like you said, for the side of Team Untitled, they really need to be careful on a map like Abyss.
There's a silver lining to all of this action, right? 2 games, both of these teams are in the upper bracket. Once you're in the upper bracket, you all have that safety cushion. You can fall down, go in towards the lower brackets. But once you head there, there is no coming back. So all you have to do is, if you want to stay towards the upper bracket, perform your level best, keep aggressing forward, and then finally get your golden ticket towards the grand finale, or go towards the lower bracket and then prove yet again that you are the lethal team out there. For now, 2 teams are already waiting right there. Asterisk and the Covenant. Both of them are looking super strong and confident as well. Yesterday, we were talking about the upper bracket folks are enjoying and watching the entire game, right? Now is the time for the lower brackets to do the same. Talking about the player head-to-head, I would really love to see the kind of data that we can bring forth.
Yeah, a lot of comparisons that we get to see in the head-to-head stats between the side of Team Untitled and of course 10-7. We have of course Paradox with a total of 5 first blood. Let's not forget, he's the Sentinel and yet he delivers first blood. And talk about the same thing on the side of Team Untitled. We also have Babushka, who's also a really great Sentinel. Currently, we did get to see his performance as the Cypher, and you clearly get to see his first blood as well. Total of 6, followed up with a total of 26 kills from his end. Not only Babushka is really great at securing those multi-kills, he's also good at providing support for the team that helps them secure a lot of round wins in the future.
True, and moreover, there's Cypher being picked every single time, so those tripwires, those lurk gameplays, or the backstabs being initiated by the defenders or the attackers, everything is going to be noted as long as they're going to be alive till the very end. And I'm hoping that they're going to do it as well. But finally, Untitled, I would say is that they have met their match.
Yep. Right now, I mean, the amount of information that we've got right now is not only just the map vetoes and being able to clearly see the stat head-to-head. You can clearly see that the odds are currently favoring for 10-7 as of now. Because you have 2 of the heavy hard-hitting teams, just like I talked about in the upper brackets matchup previously when they went up against the side of the Covenant. Amazing performance from both Tricky and Paradox. Both of them, it's just a yin and yang effect. Their synergy is on point. If one is focused more on the front lines, you have Paradox focusing more on the back ends, ensuring that none of the lurk potential that could arrive from the opposition's team would help them failing most of the rounds. So you really have a very hard-hitting team. The reinforcements will be very tough from the side of the team. So I'm really excited to see how well do we get to see on a map like Abyss. It's very different.
It's going to be for sure different. And alongside with the difference that they can create is by selecting the perfect agents. We all have seen Vice in the previous times, and Vice did a really good job in fortifying the entire side B. Or wherever she went, she used to control it down to the wire. Sheer, especially the wall, once it gets right up, there's one player who's stuck right inside. So that's the kind of situation that can be created in Abyss. And if the wall is placed right, then he can fall right down as well. But talking about the agent selection in Abyss, it's right in front of us. Let's just go ahead and see what's the kind of composition that both the sides are choosing. It seems like they're looking for those dual initiators to get that early information and those picks as well. 10-7, yes, you can look at them. They're getting Astra into the picture, which is a really good option. 5 stars, and all of those options of placing it here and there just makes the entire control game so versatile.
Yeah. And the best part about Astra is that thanks to her ability, the Cosmic Divide, which will be able to slice the map in half. Basically,
Yes, sir.
Astra is just slicing, a part of a pie. That's really, that would be really tasty to have. But especially in a game like this, making sure to have control on half parts of the map, especially on an A site or a B site, having control is very crucial, and Astra can definitely help in that situation, and 10-7 will make sure to use it as best as possible. So double initiated setups from both the side. Untitled will be heading on with the usual Omen controller, the most pick agent, as we get to see in the screen. Unfortunately, no Wise will be picked up on Abyss. We did get to see a certain example on the previous matchup where the Steel Garden, the ultimate effect really worked out, the primary weapons being jabbed, but unfortunately, even with a major disadvantage, you do get to see the opponents just casually getting much better kills with the secondary weapon itself.
It is the man count disadvantage. Plus, I believe both of these teams are not that comfortable with Vice coming into the meta. So there is mixing and matching every single thing. For now, you can see a really bold move coming in. Astra is a really good option. It's a viable option in the map of Abyss. Same thing goes with Omen as well. Omen, well, yes, you get a couple of smokes. It's rechargeable, true that. And alongside you have Shrouded Steps as well. So expensive recons, you can replace yourself in one place to the other, have those fake TPs as well in order to bamboozle the opponents. So all of those things are possible. So there is versatility coming in from the sides of Untitled as well. Alongside 10-7, how well they can rock the entire meta, we're going to soon see that. Once they unleash themselves is where we can understand that yes, they have that potential. One Tap God, he's for sure going to be going towards that initiator role itself. My man has been doing all of that informational game, and he's super strong in that, providing the information, relaying it to the entire team, and from there on, a good follow-up is coming through. But Untitled, if they have done their homework, if they've seen the previous games, they need to be very prepared for the first game itself. It's their pick, right?
Yeah.
And I would really love to see that they get the Abyss map and then later on understand how they can figure out things in the map of Ascent.
Yeah, map number 2 Ascent will be the deciding factor for these two teams, whether if it could end up on a 1-1 or a 2-0, on a 2-0 respectively. But yeah, I do have to agree on everything you just said as of now for 10-7. Let's not forget, map number 1 is a map that is being picked by Untitled. So if they're picking a map on Abyss, there has to be because of a reason, right?
Right.
So usually we get to see most of the situations. But let's now, why don't we take a look at the player spotlights, I believe, on the side of Team 10-7.
Well, yeah, there it is. One Tap God, my man has gotten all of his roles sorted, getting 20 frags, 26 deaths, and 21 assists in total. Okay, ACS of 162. One Tap God for sure has been giving that information since the very beginning. I know he's not that kind of a player who goes in guns blazing, gets all of those aces or the first bloods being drawn. No. He provides information to the entire squad, and from there on, it's going to be tricky or Paradox with his lurk gameplays, getting those frags and the early point of contact of getting the man count advantage. So, hoping that now in the future, upcoming match itself, in the map of Abyss, soon things are going to unravel in front of us, and we all can understand what exactly is going to happen.
Yeah, basically, I could say that from the side of Team 10-7, One Tap God basically is a shield. He's really great at defense. You did get to see his amazing performance as the Brimstone on map Bind as the controller. Multiple kills back to back. He was just holding in lamps.
Right.
Providing no access towards the side, forcing the opponents to go head on towards the side, go in for plant, and fall back while lamp not being contested. That is the most important part of the place where, securing gunfights, making sure that none of the players are still available on the certain, places is the higher guarantee to secure in most of the post-plant situations in attack. But all in all, once again, it just happened in yesterday, right? Today, it could be a different case scenario, especially on a map like Abyss. So you'd never know what kind of agents that we already did get to see would have major outcomes that would come in from both the teams.
Major outcomes alongside Abyss has been one of those maps where multiple people have fallen down to their death. It hasn't been for once that these teams are going to be that confident in this map in particular, just to say that they're going to be alive till the very end, no matter what happens. There's going to be some misfortune coming in. There's going to be a breach coming in with the ultimate. And once a rolling thunder comes through, that's where things are going to go all dicey. They're going to pop right off the entire map unless they crouch and sit there pressing W and resisting the entire force which is coming from the other end. So all of that scenarios, if it happens in the map of Abyss, I'll be super happy. It's going to be like an anime fight that we all wanted to witness up till now, and that kind of a battle is always welcome, to be very honest. But for you guys, there is yet another opportunity, 2x 1000 Valorant points, where you can go ahead and claim. All you have to do is go to one of the stories of the Esports Club and comment Valorant. That's where you enroll yourselves, and 23rd is where we're going to decide who the winner is.
Yeah, and that one lucky audience who will, ensure to just type in Valorant. That's more than enough in the story, which is related to our Showdown series, and stand a chance to win 2x 1000 Valorant points. It's actually huge. You can get yourself good battle passes. There's also a black market item that's currently been unlocked, so you can get like great skins coming in the near future. But enough about that. Let's just come back into the matchup, as the upper brackets matchup is a go. Map number 1, Abyss, between Team 10-7 versus Untitled.
That's right. Abyss being the first map, and it's an Untitled pick. Hoping that Untitled is ready for this battle. It's gonna be very fierce, so much on point, as on the other end, 10-7, they have an all-star roster.
Yeah, once again, here comes our trusty factoid. Abyss is renowned for its complex layout featuring multiple choke points and verticality, demanding coordinated team strategies and precise communication. Absolutely, Factoid. You're absolutely right. The thing about on the map Abyss is that there's a lot of out of bounds where a player could maneuver from one position to the other without being detected in the process. But taking a look at the first round itself, you can clearly see Tricky being in the in mid, just like you said, challenging the line of sight, and it's really interesting to see how well that the side of Team 10-7 are progressing here.
Indeed. Tricky, way too deep in mid. Has the sheriff in hand, can dash away from problems, but that knife could have given a lot of information. But looking at the way they're just lurking forward, they have the idea of hitting towards B itself. Tricky getting the first frag, and now there's a backstab coming in as well. The mid is heavily guarded, it's heavily contested. Falcon, he needs to swoop down and get those kills in order to stop the entire force. But the spike is one of the things that they're holding currently near down in the vents. Babushka, good angles. And with that, if they manage to control the entire flow, things are going to shape up to be really good in the first round itself.
Yeah, Spike's been dropped as well, so it's a dangerous situation from the side of Team 10-7. Kohli, once again, finding out the exact location of the Cypher. Will get one, so is Paradox with the other. Mosquito, on the other hand, holding out his ground as the Spike control is still at their hands. As Asterix, unfortunately, won't be able to secure that fight. Mosquito met with 2 angry players, and it will be none other than Paradox to secure 3 kills for the side of Team 10-7, 1-0.
He's been swatted away. He thought that he could keep the control till the very end, but the double swing was so well timed. No wonder the mid control was heavily guarded, contested, and at the end, looking at the way this entire squad of 10-7 has swooped in, taken the first round, that will for sure give in that boost and the bonus as well. For now, good weapons all across, half shields, full shields, specters, bulldogs, and vandals as well. So that's going to make that perfect edge for the likes of 10-7 to go ahead and get yet another round, until Asterisk, if he gets those shots with the sheriff, it's going to be big. Kohli right off the bat, he's been nullified.
And that was an unexpected shot though, and also an important one. With the Sova gone, information will be crucial, and for 10-7 losing it would be very tough. Falcon gets the other 2, an important shot, Meanwhile, we get to witness Tricky with a huge trade. He currently has the Vandal in hand, which will be very powerful in long-range fights. But from the side of Team Untitled, they will make sure to play it as close as possible and ensure that none of the fights will be long-range. If you take a look at the minimap itself, the entire B side has been opened up. Tricky slowly making his way towards the side. Also, the plant will be made from Kibon. So, post plant from the side of Team 10-7, and for the side of Team Untitled, there's still a chance.
Post plant, couple of weapons dropped as well. Paradox showcasing all of his individual strength with that ghost one by one. They're getting picked right off. It was a really good start, but eventually they're all fading away one by one. Last man standing, and Babushka. Swoosh, he's gone. Kibon keeping his weapon intact and the hopes to getting another round. Really good try though. Untitled, a beautiful try from their end, but ultimately they have met their fate. Now's the time. In the next following round, they will have that full buy onto their name. Look at them trying so hard. And I like it. This team keeps bringing those hopes no matter how tough the situation gets.
Yeah, mid was entirely held up from Paradox himself. So you can clearly see that from the side of Team Untitled, once they head in for the plant, once again, they would try to gain control towards mid. But right now, you can clearly see that Paradox is trying to head in towards the other way, while the side of Team 10-7 are slowly making their presence known towards A, hoping to at least dash some abilities and find another way to get the opening pick. Oh my! Important kill. Mosquito gets one.
Kohli yet again gone. No more information relaying from his end, but Kibon is still alive, the second initiator, and they're just going ahead and getting those orbs. They're farming it right off the bat. They need to get that ultimate, and then once they get the trash, they can easily head towards the site as well, clearing all the corners and then just making it a post-plant scenario. But they're lingering way too much towards mid itself, expecting a player to get a bit more antsy for kills and then punish them. But the jump peaks, it's gonna spot Tricky and Falcon. Now, what can he do?
Yeah, 40 seconds left, and meanwhile, if I take a look at Paradox, he's deep towards B, undetected. Cypher, he had no idea. Babushka thought that he was all the way from the backside, and now the opening for Paradox will open up multiple avenues to proceed towards the site. Once again, Paradox in big trouble, but very low XP on towards the Sova. Quick swing and a kill. And here comes Neural Theft, which includes even much more dangers for the side of Team Untitled.
Indeed. All the locations being pinged continuously. One tap God. He's approaching dangers, harm's way, and Asterisk. He gets the first one. Paradox, he's done right. Dusted, but Tricky. His position is always going to be unknown, undetected. He is the anonymous player out there and gets the third one to finish this round as well. Full buy round denied. Untitled, how can they respond is the question. Paradox, this deadly maneuver did help bringing the entire round for this squad.
Yeah, although I have to say, for Untitled, they still have the chance. They still have the pen. They can rewrite their stories. And even though that the first half itself, you can clearly see that from the side of Team 10-7, 3-0, three round lead, huge economy. Even if they lose this round, they'll still have Phantoms and Vandals. And for Untitled, it is currently not looking good from their end. You can clearly see 4 mid stacks, and that stack will definitely work this time, taking out Paradox.
The mid lurker, he's already downright dusted. That enables all the opportunities and options to linger around towards the backline. Kohli, he needs to stay alive till the very end. Gonna get pop flashed, and he's still sticking around, knowing that he can get a frag or two. Ignoring him, all the players are gonna head forward, and Kohli for now, he's gonna be good for only 2, as Asterisk is gonna get that perfect trade. Keep on, way too close in the proximity, and there is that Sheriff, which could not sing the song of death. And in this post plant, there is a couple of smokes right in front, but the HP is way too low. What are you doing, my friend?
I do have to say, the Kohli with the amazing trigger discipline. He was just waiting for the right time for the players to drop down, and once he got it, 1, 2 amazing flicks. And also we get to witness the jump peak from Kibon, just messing their crosshair positionings. And you can clearly see that the lead starts to grow even further from the side of Team 10-7. Abilities from the side of Tricky, Bladestorm is available, so is From the Shadows from Asterisk. We have to see whether if that From the Shadows would definitely help them from the side of Team Untitled, sorry.
Asterisk, that was a very bold move. Being a controller, peeking towards that corner, expecting a frag, and then just eventually falling back because his HP is way too low. He had a full shield. All of a sudden, that has been depleted to just 2. Paradox yet again, mid endeavors, Babushka right in front and he's holding that angle. Look at that. It's been pinged as well. He knows that the swing might come through Babushka. One swing and it's going to be a big mistake. There goes the tripwire without even giving an ounce of the information with the Phantom nonetheless, not the Vandal. So Paradox, he's playing it way too smart. There comes Kohli, gets the first frag. Asterisk for now, good for 1. And there goes the Paranoia, but in the midst of the Paranoia as well, one tap God, he sings the song of death. And thereon, things are just going to shape up to be amazing towards A side itself. They need to win this battle yet again. Bruner gets that 1 frag, and he knows he needs to keep things intact. It's a post plant. And still possible for a clutch. Kibon on the other end. Good control towards Went. And he threw that mosh pit just to avoid any resistance.
Yeah, pulls activated to flush players out to deny the spike. And also you have Kibon, control of high ground, making it difficult for Falcon to detect this important line of sight. So he'll try to make some aggressive measures. But here comes Kibon. Perfect pixel angle. Securing the final frag and another massive win for Team 10-7, 5-0. This is looking really massive. And for a moment there, when you saw Runa take out not only just the Sova, but also the Paradox, there was slight hope because Hunter's Fury was denied, giving them equal opportunities to not worry about long-range denials, but you also have to worry about the Astra's pull and also the concussion in which it worked out like a charm.
You know, Untitled are picking those fights very abruptly. Not gonna lie. They knew Kibon was there towards the vent itself. They should have taken him down instead of going towards the player who's there towards main. Because that cross is so unparalleled. And now again, the economy is gone for the likes of Untitled. They are still working things around with sheriffs and half shields all across. Tricky, he's going to be taken down, but Kibon quick on the retaliation alongside Kohli. There's this one ultimate which is working like a charm. That is the Bladestorm. But I believe it has already succumbed to an end.
Yeah, and with the decision, I would say Team Untitled, they still have an opportunity. So 2v2, man comes, equalize. When it comes to the ability, 1 kill from Kibon will unlock Flash, which is very important.
It's already there.
Yeah, it's already there. I also forgot. Wingman definitely helped him with the ability. So Thrash will be even much more difficult for Team Untitled to figure out ways. So 1 will be going in towards the flank in which Kibon reads this.
He reads it like an open book. Runa, what are you thinking? Check your back. He's towards the backline itself. There is 1 frag coming in. It's a 1v1 and a Thrash is going to be activated. Oh boy. Falcon, what can you do? You're caught as well. HP low and he's going to swing. Wait, is he going to shoot? Nope. He's just going to wait. He knows he has Dizzy. If he goes a bit too antsy, things can fall apart. Falcon right in front. Mosh Pit is going to be deployed as well. Time has been bought and so is the frag. With a quad, Kibon finishes this round. And look at the smiles across the faces.
Yeah, utilities put to perfection. And every single buddies of Geckos were there to support him all the way. You even had the Thrash, you even had Wingman, you even had Dizzy with all the supports, and also the Mosh Pit to deny the spike defuse. All in all, well executed in unison. So now once again it is 6-0.
Falcon is desperate.
Yeah, he is desperate.
He is desperate right now to get those early frags. Half shield alongside the operator. Babushka getting constantly pinned. And wow, Falcon gets the first frag right off the bat, but the pings are coming through. Kohli trying his level best with the Hunter's Fury. Could tag only 1. And from here on, the entire team is going to head towards Site A.
With Tricky out of the equation, it's all up to Paradox to figure out a way to get those multiple kills. But his location has been revealed from the neural theft, making it difficult for the attackers to make their move. Their move will be predicted. from those abilities. So Asterisk will be playing very close with the shorty, playing around the smoke, but the plant will be made from the wingman, denied immediately. Thanks to the Hunter's Fury, jumps will be made from both Kohli and Paradox. He gets picked out, Kohli gets the other with the trade, and now it's a 2v3 situation, still favoring from the side of Team Untitled. They haven't stuck the spike plant yet. They need to clear the site, and you also have the flank that's been coming around from the Jet, which is an angry offer. He finds the body but doesn't confirm the kill. He's unaware of the offer that's currently from the backside, and it's now all up to Kohli in a 1v3.
That's right, Kohli stuck in the corner. He gets the third, but eventually could not get all of those frags. The operator, even though it was a desperate measure, it did work out for the entire team. Untitled finally entitling themselves for getting the first round. It's like way behind the timeline. I thought they could get that first round in the third one itself, but eventually the buy round was completely denied, and again they were being constantly berated. That economy is not at all looking good, but finally with that win, they have the money, and with that, they even have those hopes of getting more than just one.
Yeah, the timing of the smoke though from Tricky didn't, succeeded in blocking the recon dart. But all in all, we'll have some information in the end, but the attack will still be the same from the side of Team 10-7. Team Untitled winning this round would be much more influential as their morale increases.
Op is down.
Oh no, that is not good.
The operator is nullified. That's a big mistake. The mid control is all of a sudden given away. It's A site where this entire team is heading towards, and this time you can see that smoke coming in again. Asterisk. What's he planning? What's he thinking about? Babusha, good for one. The controller is out of the picture. Tricky, again and again, he wants to just go ahead and deny every single information and get those picks. 3 frags strong is what it's looking like. And he can potentially get that ace as well. Spots the player. No, he could not. It was towards his peripheral vision. And he could not flick his wrist. Oh boy. It's a 2v2 and a post plant.
A wingman. Once again, running the spike towards B, no information on players' whereabouts, and Kibon will make good use of that advantage. Taking out Babushka, the lurkers down for the count, which leads to the Omen, who's slowly making his way towards the stage, and Kibon reads this. It always comes down to the way who gets the shot. Information will be made from Asterisk just by looking at the barrel of the gun. He doesn't have the information on the second player, so he needs to be very careful. He has paranoia, the teleport timed in at the wrong time. And Kibon gets away with yet another kill. 7-1, 10-7 score. Still increases all the way up to 7.
4,700 credits down the drain. Thrown in the kitchen sink. It's grinded for now. And with these kind of decisions, I don't think so they can last long with the economy that they have. Going again with those Guardians, Sheriffs all across. Wait, Falcon did have a Guardian and he chose to sell it out. It's like, wait a second. I can actually help my teammate out by buying a weapon. That's going to be a better call.
They're going to go for a safe bet. Just the eco rounds as the Cosmic Divide immediately puts to use early in the round, but Falcon somehow gets an important moment, taking out Paradox and Asterisk. You might be able to get one. The timing of the paranoia,
what?
Not good at all. One tap god somehow survives a wall bank to remove out the Omen. Controller down for the count, but even Paradox is also out of the picture, so you gotta be really careful. One tap god once again, he gets the second, the third. He is basically cornered. He needs to get away, but he gets caught out as well. Weapon upgrades, but Tricky's still alive, and he's making some waves at the site.
Tricky, good. Trigger discipline, gets the third one as well, and shuts down the entire enemy team. 8-1, ladies and gentlemen, as there's one-sided domination seen from the likes of 10-7 and Untitled. They have just managed to squeeze one round in all of the first 12 in the first half.
Yeah. Let's not forget that this is Team Untitled's pick. Map 1 Abyss, it was Untitled's pick. 8-1 in the first half.
I was worried about this itself.
Yeah, you were really worried about it. I still remember backside when we were having a major discussion about this in the upper brackets. You did say that 10-7 is so powerful that it would be very difficult for the side of Team Untitled to come back in a situation like this, and turns out you were true. I still have hopes and dreams for Team Untitled maybe in the second map, But on Abyss, I have to agree with you. The first half itself, it's looking pretty dicey.
Indeed, Tricky. Yes, the shenanigans are going to be on point. Blaze-Storm in hand, and that updraft. It was meant to be perfect, but he has gotten the control that he needed. Mosquito from the other corner. Slices and dices Tricky for now. And there's all of those rotations coming in. Paradox, he's going to be the game changer that he is. And yet again, he denies that 4,700 credits. This is big. This is a big moment for the entire team, and neural theft being activated as well, giving a lot of information onto where the opponents are coming from. Every single one of them heading from the spawn itself. Kohli knows how to go ahead and shoot all of his darts. And with that, the Hunter's Fury is going to see yet another action in the previous round.
Oh man, it's just one kill. It's more than enough for Paradox to receive a neural theft information. Kohli is there present with the Hunter's Fury, waiting for the right moment. And once he sees Paradox being picked out, those Hunter's Fury, he just let it fly. 2 kills, and just like that, they've secured a massive round win at the first half, 9-1. Still have 2 or 3 rounds left.
Oh, Mosquito, good for 1. Good initiation altogether. The Martian nonetheless, 2-2 on the head, but the close range action is not going to be that easy. Falcon, good for yet another one. Kibo, he's downright dusted. Kohli on the far ends, he knows that the Blade Storms are singing the song of death. He's continuously just hitting all of them, buzzing around, hustling, getting 3 frags for the team, shutting down the third one. Kohli as well. All of a sudden, a round which was looking like for the likes of 10-7, it's poof, gone. Paradox, good for 1, but the close range is not going to be that easy. Kapushka, long shots in with the Phantom nonetheless. And there comes the Thrifty. Second round in the first half.
Last round before the swap, so just 1 round left, 10-7. They could end it off on a 10-2 score line, but Untitled may have a chance to end it on a 9-3 first half with an amazing performance that we do get to see from Falcon. The Blade Storm working its wonders, 12 kills, and now you get to see a Region Shield with an Operator. But Falcon decides to not use it maybe. He wants to go in with a simple Vandal instead to handle out the aggressive measures that we do get to see from the side of Team 10-7. Paradox's aim is just so good, he even denied Falcon.
But the funny part is that he still hasn't hit those double digits, but every single time, whenever we see Paradox, he has played to perfection. The corners need to be checked, and Kibo is going to be good for 1. Tricky on the other end, he did shut down Mosquito, and he's still on his ultimate. Can be revived. All he needs to be done is reset the core, and he's going to be back into the picture once again. But Untitled, they're not going to be having that situation again. 4v3 and a post plant. Tricky holding a really dicey position, and with that, all of those stars being placed at the perfect spot. Bruno being the last man standing, he's going to be bitten right off with a 4K. Tricky sealed shut the first half. 10-2, ladies and gentlemen, and until now, we have seen that one-sided domination itself.
Yep, one-sided domination from the side of Team 10-7. Amazing performance being delivered here at the Showdown series. But I do have to give, kudos to Falcon as he held the ground in the first half. Amazing performance from the Blade Storm. As we take a look at another factoid, this matchup marks the first official encounter between 10-7 and Untitled in the TEC Showdown series, adding an element of unpredictability and excitement of the series.
For sure is. 100% I would, be inclined towards a factoid. But this is very rare. Last time I could deny every single time, but okay. Yeah. All right, this round, super important, super vital for the likes of Untitled. They need to go ahead and get these pistol rounds. If they won't, then it's going to be problematic. Super problematic. If they're denied of it, they don't get the bonus round. The bonus round is not there. Then the next round is all jeopardized. Oh my god, there's a lot of consequences.
Yeah. And if they do, they need to, rely heavily on their sheriffs, which is in fact not a good idea, especially when you're on attack. Let's not forget, Paradox is, still holding on towards B. The more, the more alive Paradox is, the more dangerous he poses a threat. So A, execute will be the decision from the side of Team Untitled as Kibo gets picked out. Babushka slowly making his way towards mid as he secures the place, but not the site. 10-7 in a 2v2 situation.
Indeed. Kohli, lurking around the corner, knows that Asterisk. He might be just there waiting to get the grab onto that spike, spots the player, shoots him through. He has 25 shield as well. He has a half shield to talk about. So that's big, and a weapon upgrade nonetheless from Classic to a Ghost. So it is a post plant, but for how long can they retain this post plant? Asterisk way too low on HP and Paradox. He's right around the corner. One shot on the body will be 55, and the HP is way too low on Asterisk. Way too low. There goes the hopes of getting the pistols, hence the bonus. But here's the thing, they have gone in for that post plant.
Yeah.
And they have taken at least 4 players at the bare minimum. That means they can force themselves on getting those weapons.
And the best part about it is that the value that came in from the pistol round from the side of Team Untitled, it will help them in this round, but they have to rely on it, because if they keep, if they make mistakes on this round as well, then we will witness 10-7 secure map number 1 Abyss in just 2 rounds, right? It's 11-2. We clearly get to see the force buy that's coming in from the side of both the plays. So Team Untitled for the attacks, it's going to be difficult.
That's right. Outlaw. One shot to the body. It's all gonna be in smithereens. Falcon, the first one to bite the dust. And the mid control, even though it's seeming like Untitled wants to snatch it away, it's not gonna be given that easily. Kohli marching forward, and look at the Dizzy doing God's work. Tricky gets the third, and the last man standing, he's still having a dilemma to head towards which side. He doesn't have the spike. He's a sentinel. He needs to get that information, has a Spectre in hand, but the Bulldog is always better.
Yep. The greatest gunslinger in the West, the Outlaw, performing just amazing kills. The jump peek for info, the shot from Tricky, the second shot, just so good. Let's not forget Outlaw, 145 damage towards body. And here we get to witness the hip fire.
Yep. 140.
140.
140 to the body, and you're gone. Moreover, the opponents were having half shields, again forcing themselves with those buys. Oh boy, it's not looking good. Untitled, their own pick. They've been obliterated till now. Kohli, this is a sneaky angle, and I'm waiting for him to pounce in like a Bengal tiger. But before all of that, it's Tricky still having the Outlaw. He misses the first shot, but the second mag is still there. All right, Kohli, good for one. He's again doing the same tactic. He's going up and down. But finally, he's going to be taken right off before he could fall down in Abyss.
Yeah. Lots of weapons being dropped from mid. So Tricky may slowly make his way towards mid to get some weapon upgrades. Change the Outlaw towards the Vandal. But I believe you still have the attackers who currently have that weapon advantage. 3v3 situation. You still have Tricky with the Outlaw. You still have 2 of the players slowly inching their way towards mid.
Hello there.
While Falcon had no idea, and Kibo, he does what he does best. It's all up to Babushka, the sheriff in hand, the only sheriff that could dismantle the Outlaw. But will it happen?
Well, there you go, deja vu moment. And I'm hoping that the Black Cat won't cross the path again. Babushka still trying his level best in order to go ahead and get that spike and then go for the post plant as well. But it's heavily guarded by 3 players surrounding that area. Kibo spots him, takes his shots. Oh my god, it's a reload. Takes out the shorty thinking that he can land his shot so far. But ultimately it's Tricky, man. Tricky and his Outlaw. Very dicey situation to go ahead and tackle through. And with that, my goodness.
Yeah, a shorty, let's not forget. A long range, it's basically a huge spray. So even if one of those pellets hit, it's just 5 damage. Just 5.
I don't know, 5 or 1 or none. I have no idea. Is it even going to hit the opponent is the question first.
I mean, in long range, Skibo was like, hey, Tricky, you want to see how a shotgun pellet hits through long range? He didn't get it, but the Outlaw definitely did.
Well, yeah, half shields all across. The economy, well, it was just falling apart, Baba Gusta.
Yeah.
It was not at all working. Untitled, the way they were taking those fights, right? It was way too flimsy. And with that, you cannot expect to defeat an all-round roster standing right in front of you as 10-7. So those were the opportunities where they could not go ahead and hit all of those shots. But I could see the Thrifty coming through. There was potential, but ultimately they were fading away thanks to the individual brilliance coming in from Paradox. All of that is going to be summarized in the crucial moments. Let's just dive right into it and understand more.
Yep. Crucial moments is the way where we get to see the important highlights being delivered from both the sides of Team Untitled and 10-7. Falcon, his performance was really good with the Blade Storm that he delivered. And talking about the side of Team 10-7, man, their dominance was just outmatched. And look at the patience, though, the trigger discipline from Kohli. Basically waiting at the right moment to just pounce down, wait for them to aim, shoot, get the second, and just like that, he just gets so much good values out of it. Being able to have that patient trigger discipline is such a hard skill to master, and you can clearly get to see it from Kohli's perspective. Team Untitled, they did try their level best, but unfortunately, let's not forget, this is their map pick. They picked Abyss. So I have to ask, was this a good idea? Maybe, going in for a safest option would have definitely helped them, maps like Ascent or Bind, going with the same, thing. But not to worry, you still have map number 2, Ascent, which is being picked from the side of Team 10-7. So let's see how it would work out. And yeah, there is one particular place from the side of Paradox. You can clearly get to see. He saw, basically he used his camera to find the location. He knew that he's basically waiting on the left, and he just pre-fired with the Sheriff. You can clearly see the amount of experience that Paradox has from his end.
Indeed, the experience was out there alongside the amount of frags as well. Paradox, trust me, has been doing God's work. At the part where the man count advantage was there for the likes of Untitled, this man solo endeavors towards mid, tells his beloved friend to go ahead and shoot those Cypher tripwires, and then right after that, he's just repositioning himself till the very end where he's going way too deep towards all of those rotations and then calling in the shots. You know what? Players are going to come from this side, and this entire side is completely free and up for grab. They accomplished all of their business towards side B most of the time, and A side was just Wingman's job, right?
Yeah.
He used to head there, go for the spike plant. Right after the spike plant, it was Skibo who was holding that perfect position towards Sniper's Nest, and yeah, he just made that trade game so easy.
Yeah, I mean, Wingman's, every time we do get to see, Kibo having the spike in hand, the success of that Wingman was just always on point. It's just like all 5 of them are prepped and ready with their line of sight while Wingman does his work.
That's the reason you take Gecko in your team.
Yeah.
You take Gecko in your meta. The agent itself is having so many utilities, especially Dizzy, Mosh Pit. You can get lineups for that as well alongside Wingman. You can keep using a couple of utilities, which is Dizzy and Wingman again and again. 10 seconds is a buffer time. That's all you get alongside Thrash. Once you activate it, if you have Thrash available right in front of you, go collect it, and 10 seconds of wait, that's all.
Yeah. And also, let's take a look at the scoreboard as well while we talk more about Gecko's characteristics. I mean, he has his companions of 4, right? Thrash, the ability which is so powerful that you can use his first use of Thrash in the form of intel gathering. You can bring him back, capture it, and next thing you know, once you go in for the execute for the second time, you can bring in Thrash again. You can clearly see how powerful that utility is. Not only is it good for intel gathering, but it's also good for detaining, giving much more opportunities for the attackers to, get that confirmation on the kill. But you still need to be careful of its AoE effect. You need to make sure that you're not in the current radius of Thrash, because it will also detain your allies as well in the process. So let's take a look at the stats once again. 13 to 12, 13 kills to Falcon, 21 kills to Tricky. Let's not forget the duelist who's been popping off left, right, and center. And of course, the Sentinel Paradox with a total of 13 kills, 13 to 12. I'm not gonna lie, this was a very quick match.
That's right, but talking about the MVP, who's it gonna be? I know for a fact it's gonna be Tricky. My God, 21 kills with 9 deaths only. Has to be his top fragging moment. But the deaths is one of the parts where you have to look at as well. Just 9, not even a double digit. ACS of 369, well, lucky numbers all across. ADR of 226.53, first kills being 3, and damage of over 3.3k.
3.3. 3.3, especially on a matchup that ended up on a 13-2, I believe that was the score line. But yeah, all in all, I have to say, when it comes to predictions, it really wasn't tricky for us to talk about the MVP of the match. But we still have the second map, Ascent, a map that is picked by none other than 10-7. So, like you said, it could go either 2-0 or 2-1, depending on the way how the performance goes in from the side of Team Untitled.
They are a very confident squad. I'm talking about 10-7. If they get the third map, which is going to be Haven, Haven is one of the places where they know how to rotate. They keep doing that. They keep making the defenders second guess their moves. And that's what makes the entire team so unpredictable. They're like the pendulum. You never know, if you apply way too much force, it might shatter the entire ball, and then yes, they might be somewhere towards C side or an A side. You never know.
Yeah. So right now, in order for map number 2, Ascent, to be opened up in the match, so we'll be taking a very quick break, and we'll be right back soon.
Hello guys, this is Kamsai from Gossip.gg, and with me I have Rosa from Untitled. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling good. Great. Amazing.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions, so let's just start with it. So how did you start playing Valorant, and what drew you to the competitive scene?
I started playing Valorant. I knew about it from a friend, actually.
Okay.
And then we all started playing together. We were just playing unranked at the time. It was like beta.
Okay.
Before like Valorant came out officially.
Okay.
And we used to play in like the European servers with the 160 ping.
Okay.
Now I personally never had any FPS experience. But,
Okay.
I started playing and I started having fun. And I got a bit better and better. I was like hard stuck plat or something for like a few months.
Okay.
And then sometime later I ranked up. And I started playing, like, I just got into the competitive scene. I generally do not know how. It's just, like from through friends, through people that were similar ranks as me.
That's really great. Next question I'm going to ask is, how have you prepared for this specific tournament?
We've been preparing pretty nicely. We've been playing a few scrims,
Yeah.
3-4 a week. We've been focusing on having the right mentality for playing an international tournament, because this is a South Asian tournament.
Yeah.
It's one of our very few international tournaments that we've ever played before. So we've practically been focusing on our mentality, to have respect and more, to have a learning mindset for this tournament.
So the last question I'm going to ask is, how do you manage the pressure of competing in a tournament?
Well, the way I see it as a means of releasing my stress. I play video games to have fun, but at the end of the day, if someone wins a tournament, he or she doesn't become the winner. If you lose a tournament, you're not a loser. I think we all share the same goal. We all play value.
Yeah.
And it's just to have fun. I think having fun is the best mentality you can have.
So now comes the segment of rapid questions. I'm going to ask you a this or that question. So let's just start with it. Phantom or Vandal? Reyna or ISO?
Reyna.
The EMEA circuit or the China circuit?
EME.
Okay. Okay. Prime Loud or Prime DRX?
Prime Loud.
Current EDG or Prime Optic Gaming?
Prime Optic.
Okay. Neon pre-nerf or Chamber pre-nerf?
Chamber pre-nerf.
Okay. And the last one, Genji or PRX?
PRX.
Okay, that's great. So guys, this was Rosa from Untitled, and glad having you around. I'll meet you guys next time. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, in the small break, you all were watching the interview, right? Untitled, the way they were going ahead and telling what kind of strategies they use, how entirely the exact situation is going on with the team as well, thanks to Harry. So I'm pretty interested to see in the opponent's pick, what can they do? Because in their own, they have just managed to get 2 rounds. 2!
Yeah, just 2.
In the entirety of, how many? 13 or 14? It depends upon however you want to go ahead and
I thought you were good at maths. What happened with that? You're not counting fingers now.
In Hindi, it's called Sangati Ka Asar.
Ah. It's just... he's the one who keeps talking about maths references, while I use just fingers to count how many rounds there in total. So
Yeah, that's what happens when you see another person going and counting on his fingers and be like, oh wait, that's easy. Let me do that.
It's actually way much more easier than trying to, have a
I
visual
use my brain for that.
representation of an entire mathematical equation arriving right at your eyelids. It's like you have an entire visual representation. But yeah, anyways, as we focus on our important matchup of the upper brackets between Team 10-7 and Untitled. Untitled have they still have a chance on map number 2 Ascent, but talking about the way how it went through on map number 1 Abyss, 13-2, definitely not a good way to start things off, being their own map pick. Untitled is heading in towards an enemy territory, which will be on Ascent, making it much more difficult for them to proceed towards the upper bracket series.
They remind me of Ethan Hunt.
Oh wow.
Not gonna lie, they remind me of Ethan Hunt, and Ethan Hunt every single time, whenever he's there in Mission Impossible movies, he is going ahead and accomplishing the impossible. And right now, Untitled are the Ethan Hunt. But will they be able to go ahead and achieve that mission successfully and head towards the third map is the biggest question arriving in our heads. So to answer that real quick, let me shatter all the hopes first.
Wow.
10-7 is one of the formidable teams who knows how to play in the map of Ascent. They have the perfect strategy, they have that synchronicity, alongside the amount of strategies that they can cook on the fly makes the entire squad so versatile. So that's one of the parts where I would like to highlight, and mid game is strong as always, thanks to Paradox. Even in the map of Abyss, Paradox was the man who was lurking deep down, getting all the information. You could all witness that. Even though he had double digit, like 15 or 14 frags, but every single one of his initiations were very crucial. So that's where things actually start changing. So with this change, the entire team feels so confident no matter what the situation is looking like, no matter how bad the man count disadvantage is, they can still come on top. So Ascent is one of the places where I believe the only way Ethan Hunt can win, aka Untitled can win, is by going ahead and showcasing the masterclass performance and keeping their aim duels on point.
Yeah. But like you said, Ethan Hunt, he also needs a team, right? He needs a team for...
Oh, he does everything solo.
He does everything solo, but how will he get information regarding with the villain's whereabouts or your missions
So
if you
how?
choose to accept?
He is
But-
the hunter.
Yeah, he is the hunter, but he needs information about players' whereabouts, right? And how can you do
Exactly.
that with the help of Cypher?
Yep.
He's looking at us right towards the camps, but maybe he might be helping alongside with Ethan Hunt too, to get some more great informations along the way. And
Exactly.
for the
I'm
side,
hoping for that.
yeah, and especially for the side of Team Untitled, you definitely need a really great team that can help coordinate the main player Ethan Hunt to proceed the impossible task, which is on map Ascent. 10-7 is basically they're basically a huge colossus, and the side of Team Untitled, they're basically the underdogs.
Oh yes.
It's just the Goliath situation where it could maybe Untitled, they could break away their defense. They could break away their defense and head in towards the deciders, which could be an amazing one to look at.
I'm hoping for the same, man. Untitled, for now, the first game of theirs, I'm talking about the day number 2 performance. It was day number first or the second, maybe in one of these. But the performance was really good. That's the reason they came towards the upper brackets moving forward. But again, all of a sudden, they have met their match, right? Once they met their match, they haven't done their homework. Clearly, it's evident out there. The mid control, it wasn't that easily resisted upon, and I was just hoping that they could understand all of those movements coming in from 10-7, but eventually they could not. Even Kohli having such good trigger discipline, he deciphered every single thing, the push coming in from there and from the ropes region heading towards side B, thinking that it's going to be an easy peasy backstab coming in and from there on they can get that round. No, it's not that easy as long as Kohli is still alive. So when all of those corners, right, they need to check it out. It's not that you can randomly just trespass into the enemy's territories and be like, nobody's gonna ask you your passport or your identity. So you have to give all of those validations and then head towards the site and accomplish the post-plan scenario. So yeah, those were the situations what I could decipher in the first map. But in the second one, it's a vanilla map, right? Let's just talk about Ascent at this point of time. It's a vanilla map. We all know Sova alongside the Odin in the hands of any of the allies is going to help a lot in the longer run, getting that recon information alongside the spam from the Odin. But all of that needs to work perfectly as well. If there's one mistake, one teensy mistake, that they're still lurking around towards those areas where it can be shock darted easily, then I believe they might get shunned to death soon.
Yeah, and the thing about Ascent is that when it comes to the agent select, almost half of the agent pick that we witness ends up in a mirror match, right? Almost most of the time. Maybe we could see 10-7 pick a different agent this time. Maybe instead of a Jet, we might see a Raze. Instead of an Omen, we might expect to see an Astra with the Cosmic Divide. That could definitely help up execute the side even much more powerful, right? So even with, let's just say, even if they do decide to remove the doors in the early stages of the round, you can still use Cosmic Divide as a way to block those trajectories, right? Not just trajectory, the bullets that will be blocked from the Cosmic Divide, but the players can still push through, right?
True, but again, Astra has not been seen in the map of Ascent at all. Till now, in all of these games, we haven't seen it. All of those permutation combinations, we're going to keep it aside and head towards the agent selections and see what kind of agents have been chosen. Mirror composition, no, there is a change. And that change is Cypher in one end, 10-7, aka Paradox, and on the other end, it's gonna be for the likes of KJ. Well, that's a good pick altogether, I won't lie, and hoping that KJ is going to provide all of that intel because of the turret alongside the alarm bot. Plus, the turret placed towards side B, right on top of those boxes, just gives a sixth man feeling.
Yeah, and the thing about lockdowns is that, especially on a map like Ascent, there are so many lineups that a Sova can use to take out lockdown without being in its line of sight. You can use shock darts and use some kind of geometry in a way that you could use double bounces and take out the things that is currently present nearby towards the garden. Or if you don't want to use geometry and just go straight towards the other side, you still have the Hunter's Fury, in which you can just dismantle it in just 2 shots. But the thing about Hunter's Fury is that it's very limited, right? It's very limited.
3 darts.
Yeah.
You just get 3 arrows, that's it.
3 arrows, and you still need to get 7 kills or 7 or 8 kills in total in order to get the Hunter's Fury, right?
Oh, that's the kind of hard work you have to do for the Hunter's Fury. Not gonna lie, I could see that use as well in the map of Abyss. There was this one part where the entire team of 10-7 was executing towards side A, and they sent their wingman. The wingman was about to plant, he was about to stick it right down on the ground, and at that time, there was this Hunter's Fury being committed at default. So that was a really good call coming in from Untitled. So there's, those tiny moments which are there. We're going to witness that more into the game. Let's just dive right into it. Ascent, ladies and gentlemen, right in front of you to see whether things are going to go towards the third map or it's going to be sealed shut in the second one itself.
Yep, map point for Team 10-7, Untitled, another chance to put this back towards the deciders. Will it happen, or will we see 10-7's undefeated domination? And also, yet another information from our amazing factoid, Ascent is famous for its open mid area, demanding strong map control and coordinated rotations. Team that dominate mid usually gain a big advantage.
Hey. Where's that thing about the Odin, huh? Where's the thing about the Odin and the paper-thin walls? We need to see that as well. But it's okay. 10-7?
Hey, he is still spitting facts though, I'm not gonna lie.
They are, no doubt. That's a reason, W production for a reason. Look at that 6th man launching all of the shots onto Paradox. The burst fire is going to be taking a teensy bit of his HP, and alongside Kohli, he's way too low. Babushka inside the side, Paradox gets 1, and look at the rush coming in. Bunny hops all together, right clicks, connecting, 1-tap God. He for sure is going to shut down all of those players entering towards the side and holding towards the boathouse. 5-man squad, still strong and still hitting all of their shots. One by one, the entire team is crumbling down, but the flawless has been denied from the likes of Untitled. The first round goes in for the favor of 10-7, and these are the mistakes that are coming right off the bat. The pistol rounds, they've not been won at all.
Pistol rounds is always there, 10-4. And talk about it. From the side of Team Untitles, they did, it was just difficult. Not gonna lie. Like, once they made their push, once their presence was known into the side, like, how can you defend when you have 3 of the angry attackers that are slowly making their way towards the side, with Market still being in control and the hands of 10-7? as now with the economy gain and the weapon upgrades, there will be a bit of a ghost from the side of Paradox. Suppression knife catching Ruiner, but his location will still be concealed. This could be an important moment, and that moment is so crucial. Babushka with a headshot, taking out one of the players, and Ruiner waiting for the perfect moment. He gets the second. Falcon gets the third with the headshot. Spike's been dropped, now it's a 2v2.
It is a 2v2. And looking the way the trades were coming forth, Untitled, they were looking very solid. But again, the weaponry difference, that creates all that round shenanigan. Paradox heading towards the boathouse, gonna check all of those corners, and there is Babushka. Babushka. No, Falcon taken right off.
Scanning ahead.
Last man standing, Mosquito. What can he do? He's the KO. Still waiting around, trying to just get at least one weapon or two, and then later on head towards the side. Can be a better side, but look at Paradox. His tripwire was placed to perfection. There was a moment where he wanted to shut down all of those sliding doors, but it did not happen.
Yep. A well-placed trap, well-executed sight, and once again, Team Untitled facing the same situation that they've been dealt with on the first map on Abyss. There goes the pistol round and the round next to it, and the bonus round. You can clearly see that they have Vandals and Phantoms too. Phantom with a light armor from Tricky, so a headshot, a single headshot from the Shadow could definitely make an important mark. Recon bolt will be destroyed, making sure that the mid would just trying to gain some information in towards mid. Falcon is currently the only one who could be able to make some impactful plays. You can clearly see that 10-7 is making their they're making their presence known in towards the A side, and you can clearly see a stack being displayed from A and Kibo. My goodness, what is that aggression? He just tries to shoot towards the garden, falls back to safety, and just rotate back with the important line of sight he's placing as of now, providing support for their team.
The biggest factor here is Falcon. He's just gonna not stop holding up all the entire side, but look at the swing coming in. Kibon, he tried his level best, but the last man standing, Paradox, what can he do? He's still lurking around towards B-Made itself. All eyes on him. As the nanoswarms, it has been activated. They know, they have the information that the player might be there, and before Paradox just goes ahead and shoots it down, it was utilized.
30
Bushka,
seconds left.
still aware about the whereabouts. There comes Paradox. Shots fired. Paradox now, all he can do is get some exit frags, drop a weapon or two, break the opponent's economy.
Yeah, not a lot of HP left too. And with the heavy armor being decreased substantially,
10 seconds
making
left.
it difficult. So currently, Team Untitled, they will be playing for time. Some distractions will be made, but in the end, it will be Team Untitled who will secure this important round. 1-2, as 10-7's bonus round will be denied, providing some hopes and dreams towards Untitled that hopefully they could salvage some rounds out of this.
True that. And it's not the similar pattern from the last time. You know, not able to win the full buy round. That's not seen clearly in this particular map. And I'm glad. I'm glad that the entire team of Untitled have finally woken up from the slumber. They know what odds they're against, and they're fighting it tooth and nail, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful sight to watch. Untitled. So now what can be the response? They need multiple rounds. It's not a one and dusted. Nope. They need more rounds towards the defensive half. Still threading their needle cautiously. Paradox. He knows that he needs to place all of his tripwires to perfection to get the additional information. There comes the information. Before the Outround could spot the player who's hiding towards garden, it broke down. Falcon on the other end. He's inside the smoke. Only little does he know he's just trespassing this uncharted territory, and there goes the spike. There's a lot of information and a chaotic move as well. Falcon repositioning himself just to get the control towards Bane as well. Paradox right in front. It needs to be on point, but Tricky. He's gonna land all of his shots, heading towards the side with the cloud burst, and this will make his location unknown, getting all of those frags, opening it up for the entire team. For business is gonna be side B, and it's a post plan nonetheless. Untitled, all of a sudden the control that they gained in the previous round, it's gone. Mosquito good for one, and Tricky, he's been denied of that ace.
Denied the ace, but one tap god is still there for the trade. 3-1. As Team 10-7's domination towards map ascent continues to grow, as Untitled's attempt has been like so well met. And you can clearly see how amazing marksmanship that we do get to see here from the side of Tricky. 5 kills, Bladestorm's ready from the shadows, Hunter's Fury from the side of Kohli, in which Kohli's Hunter's Fury was denied in the previous round, giving them equal amount of opportunities with a really great initial frag that had been delivered from Falcon. But once that push happened, once we did get to see the opening from the side of Tricky, it was all over though. It was all over. Back with the Sheriffs, but Mosquito on the other hand, a valuable shot as he'll be able to take out the important duelist. But the fight happening in towards mid is just so chaotic. Asterisk, 3 kills back to back with the Sheriff, weapon upgrade, and now it's Paradox left in a 1v3.
1v3 can be collected right about now. Paradox through the smoke. He's just waiting around the corner. One misstep and he might get that kill. Asterisk. Paradox crosses all across, and there is Paradox getting that frag. There is still the entire mid open, making the defensive side so confused onto where the whereabouts is of this opponent. Paradox getting all the information, downloads all the enemy's position as well. This is big. All of a sudden, this round looks clutchable.
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
Post plant, trap's been placed. The only difference is will they get caught in that trap? Yes, and it's one of them that's KO down. Fragment was thrown out. Paradox has been dealt quite a lot of damage, but there is a chance for a clutch. Paradox very low on HP, but it will be Ruiner who gets away safely with an important headshot. A thrifty round coming in from the side of Team Untitled. A crucial round of that too, because once we did get to see bodies being dropped out, left, right and center in towards mid, you can clearly see the amount of challenges that we did get to witness from the side of Untitled. As we take a look at the fact that once again, Kibo from 10-7 brings innovative strategies and unpredictable plays to the team's dynamic. Even if he's playing as the initiator or a controller, he always gets the job done.
A tactical timeout to assess all the situations. Man, oh man, it's not looking good. The third round was perfect, not gonna lie. They did get that buy round finally of their own, but later on the follow-up was not at all good. The economy, it keeps crumbling down, and that's one of the things that the entire squad of 10-7 knows so well. They just know where to hit, and it hurts the opponents the most. Yet another factoid. Untitled's Mosquito and Babushka have performed well on Ascent in past series. This is their chance to shine. Yeah, this of course has to be the chance to shine because it's do or die for them. The first map of their own, Abyss, their own map pick, it's already gone. And now when you talk about Ascent, I don't know. It already feels like it's lopsided. 3-2, but the possibility of 10-7 to squeeze another round is still imminent.
Yep.
You never know.
Mosquito and Babushka, time to shine bright like a diamond. It's all up to them as we do get to witness the Hunter's Fury being used from the side of Ruiner. Hoping to find a tag or two, but that will just end up giving away the information. And Kibo knows this. One of them playing towards Garage, but Asterisk on the other end, using that distraction, ends up getting one. Falcon gets the other. 2 of the important frag as Tricky is out of the equation. So is Paradox. That's the opening they need. And for Untitled, they're slowly making their way to remove the last player who is slowly making this way from the side of 10-7. 4 HP remains. Falcon needs to be careful. The operator shot needs to be precise, and he will do exactly that. Flawless round win coming in from the side of Team Untitled.
The timeout worked out.
Yeah.
The timeout worked out. My God, Untitled. That was a beautiful round and a half. All of a sudden, switching the car gears to 5th and then pacing forward, understanding that these kind of plays are gonna come in from the likes of the opponents. 10-7, they're gonna get the control of Catwalk. It's okay, give it away. And those constant pings is the kind of information that they needed. Paradox, He was caught snoozing this time. He did not even look at the elevated angle, now forcing the entire opponent team to go ahead, get those pistols in hands, and from there on, how well can they drop those weapons? You need to damage the economy. And Tricky, he's onto the same path.
Onto the same path, and once again for Team Untitled, two big, huge frag kills, but Tricky is still alive. The AWP will be powerful, so is the Recon Bolt, giving a lot of information. Paranoia blocks a lot of line of sight towards Tricky. 2v4 situation. The Blade Storm is still active. It was suppressed, but the help of the Omen's Paranoia helped him save his life. But can he survive this null
not
command?
anymore.
Mosquito just denies the Blade Storm immediately, rendering Tricky an important ultimate being denied just immediately as Falcon and Babushka, both of them, takes out one tap god and Tricky. Really great use of the suppression knife, of the null command, immediately denying the Blade Storm. Really well done though. A very amazing plays, amazing counters, and you can clearly see how powerful KO is in this round.
They could have saved it for the next following round. I believe that was a very hasty move coming in. They knew that Tricky is strong, but two men pushing right at once could have been the best bet that Untitled could have gone ahead and achieved. But okay, I respect the decision, and with that, they have lost the crucial ultimate where they could suppress all of those attackers moving in towards the side. Oh, Tricky! Nice dash back, and look at the null command being applied over here as well. Ruiner, good for one, but ultimately they're all fading away one by one, perishing down to their death. That's a good fight. That's a good comeback. Asterisk, what can he do more than just this? He's been suppressed constantly and he cannot use, and finally now he can.
Location has been given away, post plant is active, 2v3, no null command, no suppression knife, just like you said, Aiden, and it will make this post plant even much more difficult in this post plant. From the shadows is still active, they're not going to use it as of now. All three of the players hunkered down in the site, suppression knife, catching one of the players, both of them, rendering with the suppression, the ability is not being able to work out, but you don't have to worry about it. You have your trusty vandals to get the succession of the kill and the second one tap guard. It's in the name, and with that, equalizer will be made from the side of Team 10-7.
The controller controlling the entire site and anchoring till the very end. Ruiner, well, he was good for one. I thought he's gonna go pop in getting more frags, but nope, he was denied right off the bat. Good swings, but what was that reload in the middle of the fight? The opponents did get spotted. They got suppressed. That means that the players are right around that corner. And that is one of the crucial places where players usually love to hide out. To get that insight onto which player is coming towards main. And that gives them the elevated angle as well. But ultimately, mistakes after mistakes. 4-on-4. That's the scoreline for now, as the entire team is heading forward from mid.
Yeah, Owl drone to detect Jets' location, which could help Tricky to push in, but the fragment is dealing major damage. But Kibo will be there to take out Mosquito.
Falcon.
Look at the aggressive attempts. Both of them removed out of the equation as they have went all the way towards spawn. And right now, all three players currently hunkered down on the side. The flash really works out. Tricky in one tap guard, pushing very aggressively towards the side. And now it's all up to the lone Omen, who has to go all the way back towards spawn, where every single position has been taken care of. 10-7. What we thought that I thought they were going to make their way towards market. Well, guess what? It was a surprise and a welcomed one.
You know, Asterisk was moving around from that corner itself, thinking that let me just find a window of opportunity. Let me find the door. But the shutter was slowly going down, closing upon him. And the window of opportunity slight to none. He's there towards the mid. He wants to save that weapon. And that's what he can do currently. Has from the shadows. If things go far worse, then he can go ahead and utilize that as well. The null command. The null command. Imagine that they had it for the next following round. How good would it have been?
It would have been.
Right?
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, of course, like in that situation, denying Blade Storm, it's basically targeting one player only, right? Denying Blade Storm, denying most of the abilities.
Exactly.
They're just targeting one single person with null command, which could have been denied for all five. And that would have been so valuable in the previous round, right?
But for the for 10-7, it was a silver lining.
Yeah, it was.
They were pretty happy with that. And next following round itself, what a rush towards side B. Paranoia comes in hand. Falcon for now blind as a bat and is running away for his dear life. There comes a dash through, instant shutter down just to get the control and let no enemy pass by. The defenders, Babushka, way too low on HP. The Paranoia comes in as well. The counter attack is equally good. And 10-7, they're perishing away. It's a 3-2. Make that a 1v2 situation where Paradox is left to clutch.
Yeah, the only one left in the paradoxical equation. 1v2, information being given from the neural theft. And with the spike in hand, he will just casually go all the way towards A side, go ahead with the post-plant situation. And let's not forget, Paradox lost the clutch, especially when the Sova was alive. Now it's a 1v2, the duelist is present, KJ is very low on HP. Spike will be planted towards default, and now both the players are like, wait a minute, isn't Cypher on B side? How did he go towards A? Now they realize it, and now the time is definitely favoring for the side of Paradox.
Oh my god, time, situational awareness alongside the positioning, every single thing is in towards his pocket. The Bushka for now is going to give away his location, breaking down that shutter. Paradox, he knows there might be a backstab coming in. There's a fake as well, but in all of that, he's not even wavering. He knows that this kind of plays are going to be more than welcome, can be a potential fourth. It can be. The swing comes in and he never misses. The clutch comes through and Falcon, he's going to fade away. 10-7 gets a 6 on board and nonetheless towards the attacking side.
Yeah, if A plus B whole square is basically Jet and the KJ, Paradox was basically the plus. He basically denied it.
Yo, you've been doing homework recently.
It just...
Okay, what's the expansion form of A square plus B square? Damn it, it's okay.
21?
What?
No?
A square plus B square plus 2AB.
I don't know maths.
Then,
Dude, I memorized. Alright, I memorized. I wouldn't know anything. If you say A plus B whole square, I just say 23 or the A1, B1, A1.
tech pause.
A1.
Tech pause. You need a tech pause.
Yeah, I need a tech pause. Yeah, absolutely.
But alright guys, so shall they get to the likes of Untitled after all of those mistakes coming in? Well, yeah, they are currently not able to assess the entire situation. They could have forced the trade. I do not know why the KJ just went ahead and she sat for the defusal. She should have been the bait. She had 2 HP, barely a teensy bit of HP, could have forced a trade right off the bat. And Paradox, he was not at all looking towards the spike. He's like, wait a second, there might be a potential player coming from the back. He might come at this point of time. But okay, there's this one factoid which has come right in front of us. That is Babushka from Untitled is known for aggressive plays and the ability to create openings in enemy defenses. Okay.
Babushka's the game.
Babushka had the same opportunity in the previous round itself.
Yeah.
He is the sentinel. And instead of forcing the trade, he thought about going ahead and sitting down for the defuse, which was the biggest mistake of his life, of that round in particular.
Yeah.
And because of such rounds, they're losing the hope. It's a 1v2 situation. Paradox can literally not win that
either 3 or maybe a first blood. So once that opening happens, once you clearly get to see the duelist taking out the Cypher, the enemy Cypher, Babushka. Oh, yeah, sorry, not the enemies. Not the Cypher.
Falcon, Falcon
KJ.
taking the enemy Cypher. Yes.
Yeah. I was just trying to say KJ, but then afterwards I realized, I see Cypher everywhere now. Even when I go to sleep, Cypher is like, no one is hiding. I eventually got scared, most of the situations. But yeah.
I myself am scared now.
Yeah, even I'm scared. But hey,
I'm scared of you.
Okay. You think I'm Cypher now? No,
yeah.
I'm not. I'm not the Cypher. But yeah, all in all, jokes aside, I have to say, like I was trying to talk about, Babushka's POV. Every time when Tricky heads in towards the side, there's always a part where the whole side gets dismantled, right? Either they get initial first or 2 kills. Either he would take out the controller or the initiator, Soba, in which he's trying his level best to try to deny the executes coming in towards the side. Maybe he could go in for an Odin. Maybe he could, go in for a Guardian info and then, wall bang towards the wall, hopefully to get a kill or 2. But, maybe we'll get to see that in this round.
Oh boy, Tricky, way too aggressive. Falcon on the other end, good shots. All right, to the smoke. Down he goes as well. Paradox, quick on the trigger. There's a backstab as well. Ruiner, he has for sure ruined the entirety of this execution. The spike is down there, but one tap. God, what a beautiful execution he used from the shadows. And there comes Kohli. 10-7. Oh my God. What did I just watch? Untitled had the entire situation under control. They were so tricky. They were so finicky. But later on, that last moment, jitters, that got the best of them.
Yeah. No one was at boathouse, and all one tap god had to do was use from the shadows, get into a safe spot, corner them, and hence get the round win as well in the process. 13 kills to Paradox, one tap god with a total of 12, and the execute still continues as the Odin spam will be made. Mosquito finds one the second. Tricky, Paradox. What just happened? Like, what just happened? The Odin sprays were on point.
He just got Odin. Yeah, there's this one meme, right? There's like
Odin Baba?
No. There are like a couple of players, and all of a sudden someone texts why it's not happening or what, and the enemy team just all of a sudden takes out the Odin, and he's like, wait a second, you're challenging me in Ascent, and that's the kind of challenge Kohli is gonna face against 4 people. Look at the Odin just constantly being paraded. Mosquito.
Oh man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the fragment that I saw, it was not well though. 10 HP remains. Odin spot from the Phantom as the shock dart will claim its first frag. And it's a 1v3 situation. Blade Storm's active. Suppression. Hunter's Fury. Kohli needs to bob and weave all the shots that's been delivered from the side of Sova. Let's not forget, he's using Hunter's Fury to take out Kohli.
Last round.
It's also the last round as well.
That's right.
Still alive, and here comes the Hunter's Fury of its own. But guess what? It's a fake, and that fake won't be read. Will be read properly by Babushka, ending the first half on a 5-7 score. And I do have to say, the previous round was just like a huge question mark. A huge question mark. It's like 2 players just casually pushing in towards the side. There's the smoke that's coming in from the jet. Next thing you have Mosquito with the Odin. He just sprays through the wall and then through the side. He gets 2. And then I see the KO who is pushing in towards Garage. The fragment was supposed to hit towards the right side, but the calculations went wrong. It was just filled with mistakes over mistakes, especially in the final rounds of the first half. Sure, they'll be having a laugh about it, but in the second half, it is 7-5. It is 7-5, mind you. 2 rounds for Untitled in which they could end up equalizing it if they win this pistol round.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. But the calls would have been so chaotic in the previous round. Oh my God, there's an Odin. Guys, stand back. There's an Odin. And all of a sudden, Paradox alongside Tricky, both of them have fallen prey to it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Good round. Nonetheless, you have to surprise your opponent by some or the other thing, and Odin it is. In the map of Ascent, Odin always works. And like you mentioned, in order to squeeze in those couple of rounds, right, the pistols need to be right, and the follow-up as well. 10-7 is one of those teams that they can even accomplish getting the round, which is the bonus round of the opponents, by just their individual brilliance. Having a gamble stack towards the site, and then later on, even if it's not the very side where the plant has happened, they go for the retake, and in those retakes, they play on exchange.
Yeah. Well, once again, a tech pause will be made. Hopefully, once the teams are prepped and ready, we'll be able to start things off with the second half of the series. This is the upper bracket, and of course, for the viewers out there who are watching the stream, we have giveaways with a total of 2x 1000 Valorant points, in which you can get. All you have to do is head in towards the Instagram socials of the TEC. Make sure to comment Valorant in any of the stories and stand a chance to get yourself a really good 2 into 1000 Valorant points. So, I mean, if I had Valorant points, I would have get myself like really great skins. That is, it looks really good in a game of Valorant. So yeah, make sure to comment and make sure to join in on those giveaways.
Now we have all joined hands to witness this action towards the pistol round. Good for Flash. Kibo, he was about to get a frag or 2, but unfortunately, he has run dry. He has no more flashes in his arsenal. Alkin on the other end, cautiously taking those shots through the smoke, expecting some kind of a player lurking there. But unfortunately, it's not going to be the case.
Yeah. Paradox once again peeking towards short near catwalk. They clearly know that they have information regarding with players' whereabouts. Team Untitled just hunkered down towards the backsides away, but they need to make their presence known. And the way how KO has been defending, now it's been broken. He has to fall back. And now with the information being given, there is one lurker, that is the KJ, who is slowly making in towards garage. And in the span of 40 seconds, they have to make a move. Untitled, you're losing time. You have to go for it right now.
Exactly, they do have to go for it. And no matter how many times there's a lure coming in towards mid, Paradox is always waiting for it. Keep on good for one, but the really good trades are coming through. Tricky on the other end, he's just gonna be bombarded with the utilities. Ruiner for sure has ruined this entire round for the defensive half. 10-7, the last man standing. What can he do? Kohli is gonna look at many opportunities, but with that window being slight to none, Untitled, they have finally won their pistol against 10-7.
Yeah. With the pistol round in the hands of Team Untitled, things for 10-7 might be a bit difficult, especially with the economy. They'll be forced with either sheriffs or they would just go in for a full-on save with just classics only. But maybe we could see some changes too. 10-7, I believe, sorry, not 10-7. Team Untitled, you can clearly see Babushka having a Guardian in hand. He drops the ghost for his teammate, especially for the controller, so that he can buy abilities that is necessary for the execute.
A good team player is what I can say. Falcon mid control and Asterisk, and he gets that shot from the Outlaw. He is the solo gunslinger out there. Kibon on the other end. Close-knit corners, waiting for the right click to connect. But yeah, denies information as well. That's big. Kohli skedaddling his way through. He knew that the play is going to be right in front. The pop flashes can come through as well as it's the opponent KO. The right clicks all across. One tap god, good for one. But the second one is going to be easy as well. He's been traded right off the bat, but the man count disadvantage is not there anymore. It's an equalizer coming forward. Kohli taking all of his shots, and they're like a couple of players swinging at this particular man. Babushka and Mosquito chimes in at the right time, saves that falling Grace, and now the equalizer.
Yep, as I expected, equalizer from the side of Team Untitled. All they had to do was just win the pistol round and the round next to it. And it's 7-7. Broken buys from the side of Team 10-7 as they have no other choice but to go in a little bit of an extra item. Outlaws from Mosquito, Vandals from Falcon, and a Regent Shield from Aztec.
Oh, Kohli. 3,200 credits right off the bat. He has spent it down. He's going to use the Odin, almighty Odin, this particular round. I'm hoping that it goes for a success, else that weapon, the amount of money that they've already spent, is going to go all down in drain. They're playing it very slow, Untitled. They're taking that control towards mid, waiting for the opponents to go a bit more aggressive, overstep their boundaries and get that frag. And there is this one sheriff as well, Ruiner. What's he thinking?
Yeah.
He wants mobility?
No. Clearly see the amount of silence that's happening right now. Mid control, 10-7 has given the entirety of mid control in their hands. They're like, you know what? You can have it. But you still need to push in towards the side. And the time being stalled in that current situation is looking way too much. They have no other choice but to go in for this push. Not a lot of important information is being given around as a suppression knife will catch both the players. Denying updraft and dash, so they need to wait for a certain moment. So when the suppression goes out, so is the execute. Kohli, my goodness, the Odin works like a charm. The second kill, which almost gets it, but Ruiner saves the life of Mosquito. And now he gets the second too. The flick works like a charm. And once again, it's all up to Paradox. The equation once again needs to be filled. Will it happen in this post plant? Playing it very safe, so risky. Finds one, but there's another from the top side, and it's none other than Ruiner with a quad kill, providing Team Untitled the lead they need, 8-7.
Wow. In the opponent's pick, they're performing so well. There was some really good frags coming through, but Kohli He shouldn't have gone all the way towards the main area just to get that frag. And with that, the entire round just crumbles down. The full buy is already denied. They're going in for those half buys. It's not at all economical. Half shields alongside even sheriffs. It's seeming like an odd deal. And I'm hoping that 10-7, if they're planning for something big, this is the time for them to go ahead and hit their shots. Tricky, he has invested on that Marshall, but the Master is not going to be seeing a lot of light. Tricky, good for one. Shutting down Falcon. Opens a room of opportunities. And it's a 4v4. Stinger close range can be very deadly, can be lethal. Good for only one though. Still a 3v3. Weaponry advantage for Untitled.
And you still have one tap guard into play. So is Tricky. He just needs to find the head with the Marshall. Just one shot. All it needs. Smoke to block lines of sight. So is the suppression. Tricky cannot be able to escape from the grasp. But he still gets one. One tap guard from the other side. The amazing line of sight. As both one tap guard and Tricky does their magic. Marshals on the left, sheriffs from the right, one tag from the body, one tag from the sheriff, and that's what I like to call a perfect equation from the side of Team 10-7. 8-8 equalizer, timeout requested from the side of Team Untitled.
After that play, yes. Kohli, yet again, Odin. The spam's gonna be in a minute. And I'm waiting for him to go ahead and shine as well. Because last time also we could see the Odin. It was only good for one. 3,200 credits is what you're spending on that weapon. Might as well bring in all that value. And on the other end, weapons all across. Babushka, 2,600 credits. Maximum we can do is go for half shield and a sheriff. Alongside all of his utilities. And that's the kind of buy they're currently having. All four of them, they're looking healthy. Half shields, they're chipping out on those healthy shields. But it's alright. As long as they can make do with the entire strategy. If it works, it works. Else, they're going to face the brunt force of the opponents, that is 10-7. Altogether, I'm really liking the performance, to be very honest, Baba Gusta. Tell me, Baba Gusta, what do you think? Like, what has changed all of a sudden from the likes of Untitled?
I would say Runa, especially on that previous round. Not only was he there to get multiple frags, he was there to save his teammate Mosquito. Right? He had the Odin in hand, the sprays almost landing in towards the head to secure that second kill from the Odin. He denies it, provides the man-con advantage, and providing the team the success it needs. So you can clearly see that Team Untitled, they're not falling back. It's just that the minor mistakes that we get to see from their end, they're just capitalizing on it. Paradox, he's currently, we don't see a lot of presence from him.
Away the mid-control to the opponents. Now, slow and steady. Tricky. He's taking a lot of beating, but still, look at him, so adamant onto getting that information on what's going on. The moment the smoke fades away, he's just checking all of those corners. Asterisk. You snooze, you lose. Paradox and one tap guard. Both of them got aligned, and with that comes the entire side execution. Asterisk, good angles altogether, and Kohli, he needs to be aware about this entire play. The Odin spam is coming through. There comes the spam of their own as well. Kohli way too low on HP. He goes in for the informational game over peaking. And now, it's down to these three players.
Yeah, let's not forget, it's still equalized. So post-plant, it could favor for Team Untitled. Tricky in a very bad situation. You have all three players looking at one particular line of sight. Kibo gets one. Kohli falls back with the Odin in hand. As he will live to fight another day.
Or will he?
I mean, he would. He should be. Maybe. I mean, they are trying to hunt him down. So he needs to get away in those certain situations, especially on the boathouse. You can clearly see that Asterisk is just sprinting in towards the spot. Sova could be in big trouble. A wall bang could secure the kill, but if Asterisk has the information, that could work. But no, Kohli, he survives. And for 10-7, they will ensure to save the Odin and fight in this round itself. So 9-8, Team Untitled. Really great ways to go for the push. And let's not forget, Tricky went in for those double jump peaks, right? Jump peaks for information. He could have given the information indicating that the players are pushing in towards shot, but he didn't say it. Next thing you know, both one tap God and Paradox was like, wait a minute, what just happened? How did we die? What happened with the info? I thought all of them were in towards mid. How did they arrive from short?
Kohli, Glass Cannon Odin?
Yeah, I mean, he saved the Odin, right?
Yeah, but he has no shield.
Oh, that's not good.
He has no shield and my man is just rocking it. Just getting all the information that the team needs. And look at that. Paradox, neural theft, all of that information known onto where the opponent's whereabouts are going to be. And one by one, they are falling down. The previous round was really, really good, but follow-up, not good at all. Paradox on the lonesome getting 3 frags and Tricky. Well, oh well, the mid control was really good. I was hoping that he's going to be popping his ultimate, which is Blade Storm, but eventually he brought the desperation move, the operator, and did do justice in the previous round.
Yep. Caught, cornered, and perfectly dismantled from team 10-7. 17 kills to Asterisk, 17 kills to Paradox. This time we do get to see the impactful plays that we did get to see from Paradox's end. And yeah, right now with the Blade Storm currently being active, the AWP that is currently in play, I believe that they're making their way slowly in towards the A side, and they clearly know, actually no, not from the A side, it was just a suppression knife. We were clearly getting to see that in the top-down version of the map. But yeah, all in all, Tricky once again, holding from mid, finds one,
there
takes
you
out
go.
Falcon, so is the Blade Storm from Untitled.
Big blunder. When you know the operator is always going to be peeking mid, you don't casually strafe around thinking it's going to be easy. Tricky, he misses the shot onto Mosquito. This can be lethal. But okay, the damage control is right there. Paradox lurking deep within, yet again getting that benefit of the doubt. Last 2 players standing. Asterisk did manage to shut down Kibo. But how far can this entire team travel? There's no from the shadows as well, so no chance of retrieving that spike from their own spawn.
Yeah. The double lurk worked like a charm for Team 10-7. They just have to wait for them to retrieve it. Let's not forget they also have the operator from the side of KO. So they really need to be careful, especially when they're contesting the huge long mid fight that would happen. Information's been given. Mosquito, risky decisions. Not a good way to be pushing like that. Even with paranoia, just reducing its line of sight leads to Asterisk. 1v2, running out of time. Paradox just need to chill, sit down, have a cup of tea. But no, he gets picked out in the process. Asterisk. 5 seconds left. One tap god. He just needs to escape. Just escape.
It's done for.
It's done for. You need 4 seconds to plant the spike, and the only thing that Asterisk can do is secure the operator and fight in the side of attack. Give it to the duelist, to the Jet, and hopefully might be able to secure a kill or 2.
Wait, did he give it to Babushka?
I guess he did.
Oh, wow. A sentinel who's not meant for lurking, but will do a really good job while holding all of those close-knit angles. That's good. But I was hoping that Falcon will be a better player or an agent for this operator who can do justice. Justice. Still waiting around those doors. Babushka right in front. The information known that it's a Jet holding down with the operator. Oh no. Corners check. And look at him. Look at Ruiner ruining the game of Kohli for now. The information game is not going to be that strong. But Paradox is still alive. As long as he's alive, he can provide all of that information that the team needs the most. Last moment flick, but that's a big miss. The second player also falls down. That is the controller, so no more smokes for this following round. But there's one thing that they can utilize. The null command.
Okay, not quite sure where exactly the shock dart landed. But amidst, they will make a push. Paradox.
Huh?
What just happened? Paradox?
Okay.
It's tricky. He still gets the op shot, but now it's all up to Kibo for a 1v3. I'm really sorry. I'm just confused. What exactly happened?
He flicked. Ruiner just flicked out of nowhere. And he took down the opponent Jet as well. Tricky. What kind of reflexes are these players on right now? Good plays, man. Good plays. 10-10 is the scoreline. And equalizer after equalizer. This is the second time that we're witnessing an equalizer. It's good. I'm liking it.
And also that's the magic of Ascent. You know, even though the first half you feel like you have the map under control, and then one second half it's the road, you feel like nope, it's not in our hands. It's just gone. And as we really get to see on 10-7's perspective, they're back again with just the pistols, which is not a good way to be in this situation. So all eyes on Tricky with his Blade Storm to secure a kill or two as Asterix finds the important player, picks him out. With Paradox gone, the Sentinels, traps, and other position of those cams won't be available. So it's going to be much more difficult. But wait a minute, the Blade Storm does the work. The headshot from Tricky, taking out the Sentinel. Both the Sentinels are down for the count, and for the side of Team Untitled, they're making their way towards A.
Indeed they are. Kibo waiting around the corner. Fragment in hand is definitely going to dispose it. Kohli, good corners. And with that, he's going to get a couple of kills as well. The entire team who was heading towards side A all of a sudden have been derailed. And Falcon, he's running away. Only 69 HP to go ahead and do God's work. Kohli's still following it up. He knows that the player is going to be very low. And the Spectre prevails victorious. There's a right click and the Thrifty. Kohli. Oh my God.
What did I just witness? What?
Obliteration.
Just... Huh?
Annihilation.
I just ran out of words. Can you
Massacre.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. But yeah, what is that from Kohli? Like, seriously. Just jumps in like a normal day in Tuesday and just gets the shot as well with the classic.
That was his front foot stance.
Oh, wow. The front
Cover
foot
drive.
stance. It's the cover drive, yeah. But yeah, lead for 10-7 and a thrifty round of that too. Let's not forget, the weapon upgrade was in their hands, and here comes Kohli's swing
Oh
once
my
again,
God,
tagging
lot of
so
tags.
much damage. Very low on HP for Falcon. And the execute will be even much more difficult for them. As their location has been revealed, so is the wall bangs from Kohli. You can clearly see that the hand is under their control, and Tricky finds one. The second push towards market could be in their hands, but his location is revealed. He's got to be careful. He needs to stand still, and the headshot will be delivered from Falcon's Vandal.
Oh, the mid control is still on point. Asterix, he can do something big. He has from the shadows, but within those shadows, he's going to be taken right off. 3v3, but a post plant. HP way too low. There comes the push. Paradox. What is going on? He's barging right in front, thinking that he can win all of those fights, and he's doing that to perfection. Last man standing. Where is he? Still around the corner, and there comes one tap God with the third of his own. Ruiner. Well, now he cannot ruin any more rounds for the opponents. And there comes the 12th. One more round away for victory is where 10-7 is sitting at.
Match point and map point for Team 10-7. 10-12. Team Untitled. They lost not only just the thrifty round, but also the round next to it. Not a good situation for the players to be in.
$12-10, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm so happy looking at the performance coming in from Untitled. They have for sure stepped up to the task of giving a hard time to the opponents of 10-7. Tricky still around the block, waiting for the peak. And now nobody's going to do that because they know with all of the pattern, Tricky has always been towards mid itself. And he's been holding it till the very end.
Yeah.
So smart decision. But I believe it's way too late in understanding or deciphering that situation.
No matter how tricky the situation is, we clearly get to see Team 10-7 just get it done. Even if it's a thrifty round or a full buy rounds, they have been losing a few full buy rounds at the moment, but they have secured a thrifty round, which is really impactful for them. Right now, you can see Falcon waiting for the right opportunity. This could be it. The peak should be so good. One single tap. Here comes the flash. So is the entryway. Actually, not flash. The fragment. Does he have info? Yeah, there you go. Falcon gets one. The clearance of the site. The execute. What could go wrong?
Oh, I believe that the entire site is already in control, which is going to be really tough to take back. But Paradox, he's there in the nick of the time, taking all of those players one by one. It's a 1v2 situation. Tricky! Oh my God, what a swing! He never misses those shots.
No misses.
He was updrafting in the middle of the air, had the Blaze Storm in his hand. He was about to shoot all of his kunai lives on the opponent. But look at that flick. The
It's
flick
just-
was beautiful.
just you can clearly see how powerful 10-7 is at the moment. Even Auzor and me, we are both speechless at this moment. But what a
Flabbergasted,
way,
man.
yeah, flabbergasted. What a way to win a 2-0 matchup. 10-7 will be the first team in the upper brackets to proceed into the next phase of this
Indeed.
showdown series. And from the side of the opponents, well, they have to go all the way down to the lower brackets, fighting for another day.
Indeed, indeed. We're going to watch all of that action once again, thanks to the crucial moments of Vigo. And decipher what exactly happened, man. It was a good battle. Not gonna lie, I was so impressed by the performance of Untitled. They took those timeouts, and with those timeouts, they got those follow-ups as well, which is great. But eventually, again, they're making the same kind of mistakes where those obvious moves are coming in from 10-7, that the mid control is there to the hands of the Jet, the operator. So might as well push together or have those pop flashes ready, available, so you can head forward and take him down first. So those kind of individual brilliance was not seen from their end, but overall, I did like the Odin spray coming in, man. It was like the desperation move, and with that desperation came in those following rounds as well. The pistol alongside the bonus, and later on they were, head over heels.
Yeah.
10 on 10.
Yeah. Almost half of the thrifty rounds were in favor for Team 10-7. And for the side of Untitled, they were just, they tried. Even with their full buy rounds, they had to be careful on towards those small close encounters. And look at the performance though from Kohli. This was the eco round where we just went, he just jumped with the classic, gets the final kill. Spectres, 3 kills back to back, holding out the entirety of the A side with the help of the smoke, using the recon bolt to provide some information. And once he realizes that, wait a minute, it's a Jet with an op. You know what? Maybe I'll go a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Next thing you know, the Jet is like, I think he'll still be staying there near towards the door. Well, guess what? It's a crouching Sova with a Spectre. A headshot to take out the headshot to take out the Jet, and next thing you know, it was a thrifty round for the side of Team 10-7. You can clearly see the outplays that you get to witness from this amazing team.
That's where I believe the entire backbone of confidence just shattered. That's it. It could not come back. It could not get intact together. And yeah, from there on, the team also decided it's all right. Let's just go ahead and let them proceed forward. But the plays that were made in the entire game, right? Loved it. From the execution towards heading towards the side, and Paradox, my god, Paradox, tricky, one tap god, even he chimed in, being the controller, getting all of those frags, and in one round he was standing tall with 3 continuously. So all of that was just the individual brilliance that we could see from the likes of 10-7. It was consistent. It was not that it's a one-time wonder. All right, he played once in the first half, second half is not going to play. No. The confidence was there. It was seen rolling forward until the very end. Even though that was a really good fight from the likes of Untitled, unfortunately, they're going to be sent back towards the lower brackets. From there on, the journey to the wild, wild west will begin yet again.
Yeah. I still have to give kudos from the side of Team Untitled though. On a map like Ascent, they did manage to equalize on certain moments, but in the end, it did ended up on a 13-10 scoreline, right? 13-10. Untitled, they did their level best. Ruiner, amazing performance from his server plays. Not only providing information, but also supporting his team from the back.
Indeed.
There was a lot of moment where he saved a lot of teammates in those certain situations. So let's take a look at the scoreboard once again for map number 2, Ascent. And once again, from the side of Team 10-7, you clearly get to see who the MVP would be. And it's none other than Paradox. 22 kills, first kills. And of course, on the side of Team Untitled, Asterisk with a total of 22 kills.
Super performance. Super duper performance from both the ends. I'm happy. 13-10 is a very good score, not gonna lie. I was hoping that if Ascent was the first map, right? I think things would have gone for the likes of Untitled towards the third map as well. They could have gotten that confidence that they can have the opportunity to go ahead and beat 10-7. But it was too late. Abyss, it was a single digit. Only 2 rounds is what went towards their side. And post that, even though their morale was so low, they managed to reset their mental game and be like, you know what, it's okay. Let's just head towards the second map and tackle the bull by its horn.
Yeah. And there were some certain moments where 10-7 did get to respect their positionings. I mean, there were some certain rounds where they didn't go in for those aggressive peaks. They only did it on thrifty rounds, And for now, we'll just talk about the MVP of this entire matchup though. So who's it going to be? I mean, it could either be Paradox, it could either be Tricky. It's very tricky to determine, but in the end, it's not both of them. It's Asterisk, the MVP of the match. Could you believe it? The controller for Untitled will be the one to steal both Paradox and Tricky away.
Robbed.
Just gone. 5 first kills, 22 kills, and 32% headshot. This man did amazing work, you know, a perfect time of the paranoia. The line of sight was just beautifully good. And he was getting kills after kills after kills while playing as the controller.
Man, kudos, man. Asterisk, he tried his level best till the very end. And I'm happy about him. Him getting the MVP, but MVP of the series, that's a bigger question, right? Who is it going to be? Is it Paradox? Or has it been stolen? Yeah, it's going to be tricky, guys. It's
so
gonna be
tricky.
So
I kid you
tricky.
not. Both of the MVPs is just so tricky. I was like, you know what? Maybe Tricky might get both of them. Well, guess what? Asterisk out of
Surprise.
nowhere.
But yeah, MVP of the series for sure. Tricky getting 41 kills, 26 deaths, and 3 in total as an assist. This speaks volumes, man. 3 assists. So wherever he has gone forward and took those fights or the battles, he has won those. It's only thrice that he has somehow hit those shots and then just let that man live. And someone else has done the work. And talking about the damage, it's 6,987 with 7 first kills.
7 first kills, 41 kills. Tricky, the MVP of the series of the upper bracket matchup. They will proceed to the next phase, while the side of the opponents, once again, all the way down to the lower brackets, they'll be fighting for yet another final chance. And the lower brackets will definitely be an interesting match to determine, because right now there's 6 teams left. And tomorrow we'll have hopefully another lower brackets matchup where 6 becomes 4, 4 becomes 2, grand finals best of 5, test of endurance, and of course determining the champions of the Showdown series. We have a lot of ways to go, right?
Yeah,
and
we
this
have
is
a
just
lot
day
of ways
4.
to go. Well, true, but talking about the things in our arsenal, right? We all have been waiting for all of those upgradations, and for that, you all need to know what your products are going to look like. First off, it's going to be the RAM sticks, DDR5 5600 CL46, which delivers 1.75 times faster speed than an average DDR4 RAM. So, guys, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and buy those RAM sticks, man. It's going to give you all the edge in-game alongside your work life as well. So work-game balance is with the RAM stick.
And also, not only just RAMs, we also have our amazing SSD from Crucial. So if you really want to take photography, you want to have some great storage, if you want to, play video games at a very faster speed, you also have the amazing fast speed up to 1050 Mbps with Crucial X9 Pro Portable SSD. So you can take it anywhere you want.
True that.
Any location. And you can have the blazing fast speed that you would always love.
Well, we have been enjoying a lot. We look sharp today, not gonna lie. We look sharp. We look really good. Yes, the spawn, which has given all the information from all the statistics to even us being so razor sharp. So kudos to the entire crew of accomplishing this. But it's powered by a brainstorm designed by Fury and beautifully executed by the Esports Club, where esports is done right.
Absolutely. And with that, we will be taking our leave for the first matchup for the upper brackets, but we still have another matchup which will happen at 3 in the afternoon. So make sure to stay tuned on that matchup. Until then, we will be taking a leave for quite some time and we'll be back as soon as possible. So yeah, until then, we'll see you in 3 o'clock.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.